So we are getting close to the end of 2025. Heck of a year. A lot of stuff happened. A lot of good music dropped. A lot of good discussion around a lot of topics. One of the topics of discussion has been Drake's Iceman album. Now, it doesn't look like it's going to come out this year. Today's the 18th. He might still surprise us, but it might not. So I think it's safe to say that one of the things that many are looking forward to, both fans, stands, and even not so much fans for various reasons, is the dropping of the Iceman album. It's probably going to be in 2026, most likely. Now, the question is Drake's name and reputation at this moment good enough to carry him to the level of success that many expect him to have? Or does Drake need a rollout? Now, we know Kendrick didn't have a rollout, but he's Kendrick Lamar. Did Tyler have a rollout? I can't remember. Y'all let me know about Tyler. Did he have a rollout? Clips did a masterful rollout, but that's definitely understandable, especially since they've been out the game for so long. But Drake is Drake. Does he need a rollout? Well, the Joe Budden Podcast talked about this and had some interesting things to say. I'll add my 2 cents, of course, but you also add your thoughts in the comment section below about whether or not you think he needs a good rollout. I mean, he must think something because he did do that bullshit streaming stuff, right, for a while. They abandoned that real quick, man. The feedback on that was not good, which leads me to believe they won't do a rollout. I don't think it's weird to say this for somebody like Drake with so much money and access to resources. It just don't seem like they know what they're doing. He just don't got the right people. I don't know, man. But let's listen to this clip and go from there.
So who else are y'all looking for projects from?
Drake.
26.
Since nobody wants to
Drake.
say
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
Drake.
So what kind of Drake album do you want?
A good one.
Is that the only criteria?
That's the only criteria.
Yes, that's it. I want slaps. I want a good Drake album.
It don't need to be classic. It don't need to be outstanding. I just need a good album.
Oh, now it don't need to be classic. These niggas tempering their expectations real quick here, boy. Oh, it don't gotta be classic. It ain't gotta be all that. This is the expectations for Drake now. It just gotta be good. We don't need a classic. Well, academics ain't saying that. He talking about it's gonna be a classic. They trying to blunt the blow of it sucking. Yeah. It ain't even gotta be all that. Just be listenable. That's where we at now. This is where we at. They just want a good album. Don't even gotta be a classic.
What I need, and no one ever listens to me, is Drake just rapping.
You're never gonna get that.
You ain't gonna get a whole rap
nobody listens to me.
And I don't want that.
I don't want it either.
I don't either.
I think people say that and don't be wanting that neither.
They don't. Because when he did it, nobody give a fuck.
Where when he do it, niggas be that shit be going.
I say it all the time.
Even on Take Care, even his best projects.
I think if Drake did a whole rap album, I think it would honestly probably he should do it like more like a mixtape type thing. Because you gotta think his fan base is so mixed, right? It's large, it's mixed, and a lot of them actually do like the singing Drake. I really don't either, but I understand that a lot of people do. A lot, male and female. And so it would be understandable to have those sorts of songs on an album. But wouldn't hurt to throw do a little mini pack. You know how Meek be doing them like 2 to 4 song little packs? Do one of those joints, man. And this is one of the other things where that I don't understand about why he didn't go off on that track with 21. Like, give people something to expect, something to look forward to, man. Let's keep going.
I skip past the singy songy stuff.
But again, he's so big, pause, that there are people that don't really want to hear rapping Drake. They want to hear singing Drake.
Yeah.
So I can't give you that project and then give them.
And that's why I respect it. I get it.
And I always go back to this when he did the Scary Hours 3, which was the second disc of For All the Dogs. I believe it was 6 records, 7 records, something like that.
Yep.
They were all rapping. Now you can have the argument of I didn't like that rapping, or the beats he was rapping over, whatever, but he still put all rapping on one project. And
It was a B flat.
it was a B flat. Yeah. It was a B
That
flat.
shit crazy.
Nah, we good though.
Okay.
Let me
Go
get
ahead.
back to my point. But yeah, he put an all rapping disc out and nobody gave a fuck.
Some of that was timing too, but I feel you.
Niggas think they want it because they never had it. That's all I think it is when it comes to Drake.
I just love when he raps and I don't love when he sings. That's just me personally.
I think niggas be just looking for something to say.
No, the fact of the matter is this too. He can't do it. He's not a rapper like that. Let's just be real. If Drake was to make a whole album full of nothing but raps, it would sound probably worse than like a 21 Savage album or somebody like that, man. You know what I mean? It's just like what is he going to talk about that much? He don't got enough content. He's not creative enough to create a whole. That's why I said if he did it, it would have to be a small pack, like 2 to 4, no more than 4 joints. That's why he's so choosy about the raps that he does, and he puts so much effort into it, or let's just say resources, whether it be reference tracks or actually somebody else writing or anything like that. And he picks and chooses, because when you do it that way, you can only put out the best product. You can only put out shit that might become a hit. But you start throwing out 10, 12 rap songs, that shit gonna be a dud, bro. Seriously, let's be honest, man. Y'all can't front. Be real. Drake fans that's listening to this. A 12 track to 15 track Drake album of him doing nothing but rapping. Do you really think he's going to hold your attention throughout that joint? Nah, probably not.
Yeah, I think he's fucked. Like, I think he can put out fire. And if he don't roll it out the right way, like that's why I said I think he should have went crazy on that 21 song.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, set up the boy's back. Like, the boy's back. If he would have went crazy on that.
Drake though is.
I don't know what that means.
Like, the rollout could be ass if the shit hot, it's gonna go.
See, I disagree.
I don't think 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's not the same today.
I think right now Drake dropped something hot and the rollout is wrong and it doesn't. Yeah,
I'm not gonna go so far as saying
perception starts to
I just think Drake needs more of a rollout than he used. Like, he got stretched before he played ball down. You know what I mean? I ain't say he can't score,
I think y'all forget.
Oh, shit.
And I have to keep not just that. A lot of our talking points, there's a other side of that that's heard just as much as ours, to where he might feel like the shit we saying is off peak. Like, there are people who speak to anytime he drops and says that he's dropping some fire. He hears that too. Hear me out. He hears that. Mm-hmm. So just because we might be saying that some of that shit might not hit how it used to, there's a side of it that people be like, yo, this shit's fire. And he leans more to that than he has to think about our talking points.
Let me ask you a question. Fuck what we are saying. Because I say some of that shit is fire. Right? Cool. Is society saying it's fire? Right. And when Drake used to drop before, society would speak. Now that shit that he's putting out, society is not speaking.
Nah, hey, Ish finally making a good point about Drake. You know what I'm saying? And he's listening to the wrong side. This is why they pulled back on the Iceman rollout. You had some people saying they liked it, but the overwhelming response was, this ain't it, man. This ain't it. And so maybe at one point in time, and I don't agree with her that Drake can just do it without a rollout now, especially because he's been stumbling and fumbling, man, all along the way. That Iceman rollout, look, let's be real. And this ain't no hating shit. The Iceman rollout was a fumble. It was a fumble. It was an opportunity that got fumbled. He had an opportunity, and I agree with Ish when he said the 21 Savage joint track, he should have went off. So to build this is the thing, building anticipation. And I don't know if Drake and his camp just feel like they don't need to build that anticipation, but I think you do, because you've been doing things that show that you're trying to build that anticipation. What was the Iceman rollout, right? That's to build anticipation. So yeah, go off on the Savage track. Go off, give them your best shot. On the Iceman rollout, even if you still want to do some of those tracks, like with Central C and all of that, throw one in there, your best joint, go off on it. Build that anticipation. Quell some of the noise, because the voices who say, yeah, he fell off, he ain't got it no more, they're getting louder and louder and louder. They're growing, and it's starting to seep into more and more elements of his core fan base. And a lot of it is on his own doing, right?
You will hear it on the radio. It'll be going everywhere.
But again,
that's not happening.
And a lot of that is the business side of it too. It's not that don't speak to the quality of the music.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that when he used to drop, before anybody heard anything, it would be mass hysteria.
Mm-hmm.
Today, if Drake put out a 4-pack tomorrow, I don't think it would be mass hysteria.
But that leans to the business part, and that doesn't mean to that doesn't lean to what he thinks about the actual quality of music.
It lends to both things. I think that the world and society now is not hauling ass over there for a Drake project, and that has nothing to do with the business side of this.
Yes, it does.
I think that's what we differ. I think
I'm gonna ish on this one, guys. It's okay. Like the last couple albums have not been as good as the first handful of albums. It's fine.
But prior to society being off of Drake and the industry not really pushing him like that, Scorpion still did what it was supposed to do.
That was still a pretty good album.
I disagree, and a lot of people disagree. Scorpion was not his
biggest song on it.
Okay, but Scorpion was also 20 some odd records.
True.
You're telling me your biggest song versus I'm talking about as an album.
What song?
It was
Gospel.
Gospel.
One Dance was on there, right?
No, that's Views.
That was the one before
Views. Gotcha. Okay.
Which was to me, Views was the
fall
peak.
off for you.
Everything after Views has been coming a step down. That's always been my take.
Which means what I'm saying still is applicable.
Yeah, the artist is the last person to ever think that they on a fall off.
I'll name this later. Whatever.
If you're reading this,
he ain't have a rollout.
If you're reading this,
he dropped it cold.
He just dropped it.
But he was fish grease.
Yeah.
Who'd you say?
Drake.
Oh,
so what I'm saying is there was no rollout.
Mm-mm.
Society was on this boy's dick.
Mm-hmm.
When that album dropped, the world stopped for a second.
Yeah.
Like Lemonade.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is today, Drake could put out a 4-pack. And nobody is hauling ass like crazy to go do that anymore because he's lost some of his cachet. So what I'm saying is he could put out some fire right now. And if that shit is not just
undeniable.
Undeniable. Niggas are man.
Now,
if some of the shit he put out ain't bad.
True.
And it's also,
but that's why he messed up with trying to build the anticipation, but putting out the wrong type of music. It's just a fact, man. So now, instead of making people fiend a little bit for more, right? Oh shit, that was fire. I can't wait till he drops something else. It's like, oh, bro, what the? And those joints was all right, but so now people just they thinking like, if he drop, I'll probably listen, but nobody, like he said, nobody's running to do it. And here's the thing too, right? Drake is still in his mind competing against Kendrick. Kendrick dropped GNX. You see how that did. No rollout or nothing. So having fumbled the bag with the Iceman rollout, I don't know if he's going to go back to anything like that. And I think his pride will be in the way, and he's going to want to see if he can still beat Kendrick's numbers, especially since ain't Billboard or whoever changing the streaming numbers. Somebody's changing the streaming numbers about what they're going to count for albums, which is kind of fucked up, right? That they doing it now. So he might even do better since they changing how many streams count towards an album sale and all that type of stuff. But I don't know, man. He had an opportunity with Iceman Stream to actually build up the right type of anticipation and make it worth something. And I think it did the opposite and put people. I feel like, and this is gonna be harsh, y'all. This is gonna be harsh, and I'm not saying this out of hate. You're not gonna believe me because he still has streaming numbers, but that's old stuff. But I'm gonna say it. Drake is old news. Drake is old news. I'm telling you. And I don't mean that like people won't still talk about him. I'm still going to make videos because he's still a big artist. But I'm just saying, like, as far as where people are at in their music lives, for the most part, I feel like he's old news. And where he had an opportunity to keep himself at the top of relevance, I'm not convinced he can do it.
So how it's being put out. If he was to drop this Iceman album that he's been teasing, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say next Friday, everybody wake up, boom, Iceman's available. The world is stopping to hear it.
True.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody gonna go listen to it. I'm gonna listen to it because I want to see what he's talking about and what it sounds like. Ain't no doubt. I ain't gonna sit here and tell y'all, oh, I ain't listening. No, I gotta listen to it because I'm gonna get on here and talk about it. So yeah, people are gonna listen to it for a few reasons. One of the reasons is Drake. another reason is everything that happened since the battle and the number one comparison. How's it stack up against GNX? That's it. And then once they see that when compared to GNX, it's a flop, then they're going to move to like let God sort them out. Then they're going to realize, all right, well, it's a flop compared to that. And then they're going to have to go find some fucking SoundCloud rapper or somebody to compare it to at that point. But them fans are going to find some sort of way to compare it to something. But the number one comparison is going to be the GNX. And so from that standpoint, if it doesn't beat GNX, you got to say it would be a failure if it doesn't beat GNX. How many songs do y'all think he'll put on the album? You think he's going to put just as many or more than Kendrick did? Because that's a big part of it too, huh? What if he comes out with Iceman and it got like 20 tracks, 25 tracks? It's a real possibility. So yeah, it's a real possibility that could happen. If he does that, and it still only sells around about GNX, and that's still a failure, I think. That's still a failure, man. How many did Kendrick sell again? Let me see. Okay, Kendrick did 319,000. You know what's crazy? I don't know what it would have been. Okay, say 285,000 streaming units. With the new streaming rules, Kendrick probably be 350, close to 400,000. I don't know for sure, but if Kendrick's GNX dropped with the new streaming rules, he would have probably did 350 plus first week with GNX. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, Drake got his work cut out for him. Let's finish this up.
I agree.
The world is going to stop and run to
less of the world,
but less than it was.
I disagree with that. I think more of it. More people are going to rush to listen because it's also going to be hate listeners running to listen and saying, yeah, he asked, or he fell off, or he just. But they're going to listen.
Yeah,
it'll be pretty easy to look at the numbers and see.
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't want to keep dissecting Drake. We dissect.
But that's the other person.
Again, just think about music for 2026. Are there any legacy acts, any old heads that you want to see? Like I think about.
All right, that's the end of it. Let's do what we always do and check out these comments. See right here, this person says, people like them keep saying nobody gives a fuck about Drake's recent output, but his streaming numbers are the best ever. Yeah, but that's old catalog shit for the most part. Yeah, they people know this, man. People know this. And also you should know that past success does not guarantee future success. Right. And it's not necessarily a guarantee of future performance. Kendrick's real success was knocking Drake back down to earth. So now instead of his music being loved by everybody, it's only loved by 70% of people. For everybody still hating, that's a win for y'all. Instead of Drake being number one, it's an actual conversation of who's the best. I guess. Drake needs an album with Black influence. His music that has stronger roots in Black sounds tend to age or sound better. Somebody Loves Me, Nokia, Rich Baby Daddy, Pipe Down, Laugh Now, Cry Later, and the entire Her Loss album, Stuck, is fire, and it leans into just that. He need bars, soul, and less experimental rap beat. Now look, no nigga, you just go listen to Kendrick, Mos Def, and them other niggas. We ain't rapping about MLK and the Black Panthers over here. Weren't we just talking about these type of people in our last video? When we was talking about rap being dead and what people want to listen to and complaining and all that. I'm trying to figure out what bar in GNX talks about Black Panthers and MLK and all that. Any type of really like Black Power type shit. And still look how successful that album is. This Black Sick account is definitely a Drake Stan account. But this is what gets me with these fans. Yeah, all they do is talk about Drake. Joe did 3 podcast appearances and talked about Drake. But these be the same people on X all day long talking about Kendrick. Like, people are going to talk about him, bro. Like, y'all need to get over that. They're going to talk about him for good or for the worse. It don't matter. He's going to be talked about, bro. You can't have it both ways. You can't have people talk about him when he's successful and then think that when he's going through some things, people ain't going to talk about it. It's just not a thing. When has Drake never done a rollout for any album? The exception are his tapes. Even Kendrick used Drake for his. Eventually, Drake would work things out. Kendrick didn't use Drake for a rollout. He didn't even have a rollout. What the fuck are they talking about? This person said, as a fan, I'm wishing for a proper rollout that would incentivize GP to tune in, to block out the haters that will tune in just to hate and try to influence others to hate it. Ish bugging the fuck out. Drake sold out wireless for 3 nights in less than 30 minutes. If you think Drake's first solo album, Post-Battle, will not break the internet, he's crazy. Listen, man, selling out wireless or having successful stadium, or not stadium, but arena tours, he's going to have that. He's Drake. None of that means he will have the level of success for a solo album that some of these people think he's going to have. Doesn't mean he won't. He very well may. It's going to depend on how he put it together. But let's not be fooled. Drake is scared to death. He's scared to death. Somebody like him who cares so much about his image, who cares so much about what people think, he's shaking in his boots trying to figure out what he going to do, how he going to do it. And while he has had some success with some of the songs, it hasn't been anywhere near the levels of anything that he or his fans are used to. Let's be honest, man. Yeah, I know people like some sexy songs. I know Nokia was the biggest one off of there, on and on and on. But we done went from the greatest to we just need something good. But that's what y'all getting. Really, y'all just getting music that's just good. It's just good now, y'all, and y'all okay with that. You see how quick people become mediocre? Y'all just accept anything, man. It's crazy, just so you could try to justify the bullshit, man. But no, we ain't gonna let it happen, man. We ain't gonna let it happen. Kendrick did 319 under the old rules. Drake has to do significantly more under these new rules for, as far as I'm concerned, it to be a success. We'll see. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Y'all think Drake needs a rollout? Do you even think that he's capable of putting together a competent enough rollout? I don't think so. Let me know your thoughts, though, in the comments. Hit the like button, hype the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.